Coach, hard to believe cross-country season is getting started this weekend. Talk about the excitement of having the kids back, getting ready for another cross-country year.
Yeah, it's always exciting when you start the school year off. Everybody comes in excited and ready to start racing again. They've all had pretty good summers of training, and now it's time to start to get into the serious speed work, part of our season where we get to prepare for our racing.
All right, talk about, let's start off with the men's team first. Talk about what numbers are like and talk about some of the top returners and newcomers.
Numbers wise, we're a little bit thin yet. We still aren't where I'd exactly like to be. Our top returner is Greg Lewall and also Greg Tracy on the men's side. They were our top two performers last year. Greg's a junior this year, and he seems to be in very good shape right now. He's had some good runs so far in practice, as has Greg as well. And I think that they'll continue to be the leaders for us. Nathan Bogus has returned from an injury that he had during the track season, and he's running well so far. And we're looking to kind of use those as our three core guys to build off of. Jared Ballady might be running a little bit of racing for us at the end of the season here, and I think he can add to our team. He ran for us as well last year. On the women's side, Skylar Lippman and Holly Erickson and Laura Camacho are our top three returners. They're all three juniors this year, and Skylar was our top runner last year and MVP on the team. She seems to be in relatively good shape, but still has a ways to go, which she realizes, and she'll be working hard at that. On the newcomers here, we've got Molly Kingsley. She's been doing well in practice, although she's a little bit injured right now, so we'll probably hold her out of the first meet. Mikhail Lanham is running well and has looked good in practice, as has Elizabeth Holmes. Those two are both freshmen as well. So we've got a good mix of returners and freshmen that we're excited about, and I think that as the team starts to come together, their chemistry will hopefully be one that creates a good environment for them to really excel.
Talk about the season. You start Friday night. Yes, Friday night at Augustana, a unique meet to start the season. You went there last year, and you're at Augustana in Sioux Falls Friday night. Talk about that meet.
Well, it is a unique meet. You very rarely hear of a nighttime cross-country meet. They start the women's race at 8:30, so it's just after sundown, and the men's race runs at 9, so it's very dark then. But they run it around a soccer field complex, and so they've got some artificial lighting there, and they bring in some portable lighting units as well. And it's a very flat course, obviously being around soccer fields, so there's no hills, so it's a fast course. And it's also a bit of a shorter course. The women run 3 miles as opposed to what they normally would race, which is 6K, which is 3 3/4 miles. And the guys run a 4-mile race rather than a 5-mile race. So the distances are a little bit shorter, and it's kind of a transitional race for the athletes coming off their summer training seasons to get into the cross-country racing mode. They don't keep any team scores there, so there's not a lot of pressure on the teams to load up and have their best performances of the year. And it's an exciting meet. The kids really liked it last year. They bring in a DJ there, and they play some music during the races, and just the whole night atmosphere makes it a unique situation. We'll see mostly local teams from Sioux Falls area, around the Sioux City area. There's about 10 or 11 teams will be competing there, and so it'll be about 100 runners in each race, and it kind of gives us a sense of where our athletes are at coming off the season. We've only done one speed work so far, so it's not something that we're focusing on trying to peak at or anything like that. Cross country, unlike a lot of other sports, the first meet isn't as critical as how you finish the season. And so for us, we're not looking so much to have a great performance here as trying to start it as a building block to having a good performance at the end of the season when we get to the conference and regional meets. But we are excited about it. The kids are certainly excited. It's only the second year that they've had this meet, and we were at it, as you mentioned, last year. So we're looking to for the returners to compare times to what they did last year and see where they're at, and the newcomers give them a chance of getting some college racing in.
Last question, as the season goes on, what do you like to see from your team?
Well, what we really, as I was mentioned before, we try to work towards is having a peak. And if we set up our training and have consistent training with no health issues, we should have our athletes running their best at the conference and regional meets. And that's what we really focus on more than anything, is having our athletes peak at that time of the season. Because the conference meet obviously is important in terms of how you do in our conference standings, and the regional meet determines who goes to the national meet, and so that's the importance of that meet. So really everything's kind of a building process up until we get to those last couple weeks of the season, when we try to have our athletes perform their best there.